Today's Japanese slang term is Bison. Bison. Sounds French. Now, while a lot of Japanese slang terms come from shortenings, this is one of the more intricate or at least long ones, as this is a shortening of the longer sentence length statement, biryushi rebru de sonzai suru, or existing at the level of particulate. So what this term means is that something does exist, it just exists at a very low amount. Extremely low, particulate level low. Such as this person's fear that one boxer would gain a second form like a end boss in an RPG or something, rather than lose the match to the boxer that they were rooting for. However, while this example says that the fear is bireson, in most cases, you are supposed to use this term in combination with the word kanose, or possibility. That is, the possibility of something exists on a very small level. Indeed, the Pixiv Dictionary, for instance, is adamant that you cannot use this to mean that something exists in a small amount, but that something still exists at a small amount. That is, it was there in a larger amount and then it shrunk down, such as, for instance, the possibility that you can attend an event relating to motorcycle racing. The person wants to, quote, season in or join the season, but because they have work every day, the chance of this happening, which always existed to some extent, has now gone down to a bireson level. Using, as you can see, the phrase kanose ga, which we will see time and time again, such as right now, where you're looking at another example that I'm going to struggle to explain because I don't know almost anything about umamusume. But what they're saying here is the next scenario is going to be overseas, so there is a small chance, once again, kanose ga bireson, that there will be a lot of mobu umamusume that appear in the setting. What is a mob horse daughter? Well, I think this is referring to characters in the game that are not based on real horses or are based on real horses but given names of non-real horses because they can't secure the copyright, which, if I'm understanding this correctly, and again, I'm probably not because I am too old and boring to understand how umamusume works, are more likely to appear overseas because the Japanese companies can't get the rights to the names of the overseas horses as much as the horses in Japan, but I don't know. Anyway, there's a small possibility. Although, we should cycle back because this seems to imply that there's just a small possibility anyway, rather than a possibility that is kind of shrunk. That is one that was bigger and now remains a little bit, which goes against what Pixiv says. So there is a kanose, which is at least bireson, that a lot of people online don't care about the descriptivist definitions of this term and are just using it to mean very, very small. Although I can confirm for sure that a possibility is the number one thing that is bireson. The chance that you will see someone using kanose with this word has a possibility which is so high that it prevents you from using bireson to talk about it. And we can indeed see examples that kind of thread the needle here, such as in this person who was talking about a pair of pants that went viral on the Japanese internet recently because there was a model who wore them, but basically everyone else who bought them said that they didn't fit and their legs showed through. But this person is responding to a tweet that went viral, actually receiving a lot of critique, that basically said that Japan was over and a defeated country because the model looked like that, whereas an ice skater at the Olympics looked like this. And the person above is saying that there is a small possibility that they are not pure Japanese, which I interpret in context to mean that they are saying that they are more attracted to the ice skater. Now, it's possible that they are agreeing with the Pixiv definition in implying that they have always believed there's a chance they're not pure Japanese, which I think here means in spirit, and that this possibility still exists at a small amount because of this picture. Or they could just say that there's a small possibility, which again would be wrong, but there is a kanose that is at least bireson, that none of the people using this term care about this distinction. So that's use. But now let's go into where this term comes from. And here I need to, and this is serious, this is not a joke, state that we are getting into some of the most not safe for work content I have discussed on this channel. There is a large possibility that if you are watching this in public, or if for some reason you're showing this video to your friend who hasn't encountered my content before, this is a bad place to do that. So, sincere warning, as we continue, things are going to get very explicit. This is not a pleasant conversation. So this term was not really known by the general internet until around 2010. It was a top internet buzzword of 2013 and first appears in Google Trends in 2011, and that's also the first time I can find hits on Twitter. However, the internet generally asserts that all of this started back in 2007 and 2008, and it started with a group of people that are known on the Japanese internet as the Inmumin, or the erotic dream tribe. Now, this group of people have come up in some of my earlier videos, such as Akushiroyo or Konami-kan, but basically, long story short, on 2chan, there was a pornographic gay video, which became a massive sort of source of joking and memery because of basically really bad acting, poor and slurred line delivery, And then also some controversies with it where it turned out some of the actors became notable figures in the baseball scene. Because of this, a whole sort of like ecosystem of people dissecting this video, and then also all other videos that were related to the company that made this video and all other videos that the pornographic actors that appeared in this video appeared in existed. It's such a big thing that there's an English language Know Your Meme page on it. And broadly speaking, even within 2chan, this group of people is seen to be as kind of, well, they're looked down upon. But that said, they have been linguistically influential on the Japanese internet, and there's no question that they have been a massive impact and influence on it. Anyway, in 2007, a thread was created related to Inmu-based content, and as you can see early on, the fourth post there is someone saying, oh look, we're talking about TDK again, and TDK is an actor involved in all this Inmu stuff. As this thread progressed with a bunch of random whatever, once we hit post 521, somebody thought it would be interesting to posit the question of whether or not the actor Nakada, is again in part of this whole Inmu thing, still had a small amount of the smegma from 3 other actors in this whole group existing in their mouth to a, quote, molecular level. Again, I warned you. So this doesn't use the word biryushi, so it's not like the direct origin of this term, but apparently enough people paid attention to this quote that throughout 2008, on at least 3 other occasions, parodies of this appeared in other threads. All the comments you're looking at right now come from different threads. I was able to find them via Wayback. No, I will not translate them again, although they are all pretty similar to the earlier one. And we do see biryushi starting to be used, although we don't see sonzai here. Instead, we see zanryu, which is again to like remain left over. And of course, we definitely see reberu. So we have 2/3 of what we need to create the shortening that this video started with. Now, the problem is I can't find anyone that has any conclusive proof of when sonzai got added to this to create the combination that we need for the bireson shortening. And most Japanese websites are pretty vague at this point, as they just say it kind of evolved into this. But bireson might not have evolved alone, as there were 2 other words that came out in this same period, again related to the inmumin, that also have this 3 characters, some are in different scripts phenomenon. For instance, this one here, I believe is not actually shortened, but just read as moshiwake nai ga inmu ga enji desu, or I apologize, but people from Inmu, fans of Inmu, are not welcome here. They're no good. And then the cousin of this is this representation, which again, rather than moren, I think is just read out loud as moshiwake nai ga wrestling wa enji desu, or I apologize, but wrestling is no good. So these apparently originate in this post here, which was, again, we're still in not safe for work mode here, a post on 2chan in 2007 by somebody that called themselves a dirty old man and asked for men to call them and describe their masturbatory acts on the phone, but stating that they would not be answering their phone during the afternoon. And to do this, they use moshiwake nai ga hiru wa enji. So as you can see, that is the basis for the forms that we were talking about earlier. By at least 2011, this led to the other 2 forms I was talking about, and this spawned as sort of a conflict on 2chan, a conflict on the Japanese internet, which you can read a long description of on the Pixiv dictionary if you want, but to sum it up, it's basically a young person versus old person thing. Wrestling fans on 2chan got annoyed by the Inmu group, and the Inmu group got annoyed by wrestling fans, and they developed these terms to yell at each other. What is kind of fascinating though, and bizarre, and I can't really explain, so if you can, please post a comment, is that although the I'm sorry but no Inmu here form has basically remained as is up until 2025, because Inmu means still exist and people still find them to be kind of annoying, the wrestling one has transformed quite a bit. For instance, in a post like this, I think it's kind of a joke as the boss or whatever that is kind of looks like a wrestler. It's got a wrestler build. That's at least my interpretation. But like, check out this compilation of 4 different sorry but no wrestlers posts in 2025. As far as I can tell, there's nothing wrestling related or even re related in any of these posts. Like there's a pachinko thing. There's, I guess, amore, but like, doesn't make too much sense to me. There's food on the left. And then the one on the right is the only possibility, as that's Princess Connect Redrive. So there is a re there potentially, but I don't know why they're saying no re if they are playing the game. That said, it could be that because there definitely has been an evolution of this term, however you pronounce it. Maybe it's just moshiwake nai ga reiwa enji now. I don't know. But for instance here, a person actually spells it out in a different way using a different word that starts with that character. And here you can see battleship Ray class being used in reference to that. And indeed, there are claims online that people have used this to say no lesbians welcome. Like anything that starts with Re, in theory, can be used or rejected, I suppose. Sometimes, obviously, as we've seen, very self-consciously because you're the person engaging in it, you actually do like it, using this little thing, which I guess exists. Whereas the no emu one has not evolved at all, as in this person here who's telling themselves off for trying to use a bunch of emu memes in the name for their Gundam character and getting rejected for it. So there you go. There is obviously a微レ存 possibility that we'll never know exactly how these origin memes, origin text evolved into微レ存, but it is very, very clear that between 2007 and 2010 and 11 or so, fans of emu and non-fans of emu were developing 3 character combination shortenings because why not? It's a thing, everyone's doing the thing, let's do the thing, and so they did the thing. And now that's where we are. But if you asked these people in 2007, 2008 or so, if there was a微レ存that a ginger academic in Australia would explain these terms in English at all, they would probably say no, but it turns out there was.